Hello and thank you for watching this tutorial on how to transmit load data between your mobile devices and Prophecy Dispatch using the MobileCom module. We'll begin by connecting your mobile devices to their associated resources in Prophecy Dispatch. Several types of resources can be connected to devices including tractors, trailers, drivers, and carriers. In this example, we'll focus on tractors. First, click Maintain Tractors to open the tractor record screen. Click Locate in the toolbar and find the tractor to which the device will be assigned. Before we can assign the device, we'll need to create it. Click the Devices button and select the device type that matches your provider. In this example, we're choosing the Omnitrax ES type device. Next, click Add Device and type in the device ID. It's important to enter the ID exactly as it's displayed on the provider's website. Click Save and then click Close. Now we can assign the device to our tractor. Click the Mobile Device ID drop-down list and find the device we just created. Finally, click Save to save the record. Repeat this process for any tractors, trailers, drivers, and/or carriers that need devices assigned to them. Now let's discuss how to assign your devices to loads. This process is essentially identical to your normal assignment process. You can assign via the Load Assignment screen, the Dispatch board, or the Load Scheduler as you normally do. In our example, we'll assign our device via the Load Assignment screen. First, open the assignment screen by right-clicking the load in the Dispatch board and choosing Assign or View Resources for Load. Next, we'll select the tractor with the associated device and click OK. This assigns the tractor and device to the load. You should see a small mobile phone icon next to the tractor. Notice the Pre-Assigned checkbox below the assignment list. This is an important option that controls how and when your loads are sent to your devices. Checking this option allows you to assign a resource to a load without immediately sending it to their device. When you're ready for the load to be sent, you can simply uncheck this box and click Save. The load will immediately be queued to be sent to the device. You can also remove loads from the pre-assigned status via the Load Scheduler by right-clicking the load in the grid and choosing Change Status to Assigned. There are three important settings that affect how and when your loads are sent to devices. Let's take a look. Open the Preferences screen by clicking the Preferences button on the toolbar and then click the MobileCom tab. Checking the Send Loads Manually box disables the load auto-sending features and allows you to have full control over which loads are sent and when. You might consider using this option until you're more familiar with the MobileCom system. For the purposes of this video, we'll be checking this box. The Process Updates or Send Loads Every X Minutes option tells the system how often to process both incoming and outgoing load updates. An interval of 10 minutes is recommended. Note that if Send Loads Manually is checked, this option is still used for receiving load updates. Again, as a reminder, loads will only be automatically sent to devices if the pre-assigned box in the assignment screen is unchecked. Now click the System Defaults tab. Here you'll see the Auto Pre-Assign Resources checkbox. If this is checked, it will cause the pre-assigned box in the assignment screen to always be checked. This is useful if you do a lot of load pre-assigning and don't want multiple loads on your devices. The Mobile Communications screen allows you to manually send and receive data to and from devices, or to visually identify information that's being processed. Note that unless your preferences are set to manually send loads, you don't need to access this screen for data to be sent. To open the Mobile Communications screen, click Operations, Mobile Communications. Note that the screen is divided into three sections. The Send Load Data tab shows us the loads that are currently waiting to be sent or have previously been sent to devices. The Receive Load Updates tab shows any loads that have had their information updated by a driver, such as arrival and departure times, goods details, and so forth. The Process Locations tab shows us pings, or GPS locations, that have been received by the device. Unlike the first two tabs, this information is generated automatically by the device and doesn't require input by a dispatcher or driver. Notice in the Send Load Data tab, you can see the load we assigned earlier. To send the load to our device, we simply click on it and click Send. This can be done for multiple loads by clicking each load we wish to send. Again, note that this is not a required step unless you have the Send Loads Manually box checked in the Preferences screen. You'll see a notification in the lower left of the screen indicating that the load is being processed. When the load disappears from the list, it's been sent to the device. You can also show previously processed loads by clicking the Show drop-down and choosing Previously Sent. Some providers offer a web portal that you can access to view all of the load information and messages that have been sent to and from your devices. This isn't a required step, but it allows you to see and understand what's happening with your data. In our example, we're using the Omnitrax ES device, so we'll open the Omnitrax website. Here we can see the device we set up earlier. Notice there are several messages that have been received. In this case, which is typical, we see our load broken down into 3 messages, a load header, and 1 additional message for each stop on that load. Selecting one of these messages allows us to view the information exactly as it's seen by the driver. For a more detailed look at what the driver receives and the steps required to reply to these loads, refer to our videos covering the various specific devices. These videos can be accessed at our Support Videos page using the information shown here. Once you're logged in, you'll find the device videos under the Mobilcom section. There are 3 important settings that affect how load updates are handled when coming back from devices. Let's take a look. Open the Preferences screen by clicking the Preferences button on the toolbar, and then click the Mobilcom tab. The Process Updates or Send Loads every X minutes option tells the system how often to process both incoming and outgoing load updates. An interval of 10 minutes is recommended. If you'd prefer to manually receive updates via the mobile communications screen, you can set this value to 0, which we'll do here for this demonstration. The 2 other options to consider are the Load Autocomplete Trigger and Stop Autocomplete Trigger dropdowns. These allow loads to be automatically completed when your driver finishes a load. If you wish to have your loads completed automatically when your driver sends their final arrive or depart message, change these settings to either Complete upon arrival or Complete upon departure, depending on which action should complete the load. If you prefer to have your dispatchers control when loads are completed, change these settings to No Autocompletion. When a driver has updated a load, the information supplied will automatically be returned to Prophecy Dispatch and will appear in the mobile communications screen. We can open the screen by clicking Operations, Mobile Communications, and then clicking the Receive Load Updates tab. The incoming load update will stay here until the system auto-processes it, or you manually update it. Unless you've set your Process Updates or Send Loads every X minutes setting to 0, this entire process is handled automatically. Again, we've set this to 0 to show how to do this manually. The Change Type column indicates what has been modified, but we can click the View Data button to see a full list of the changes made. Here we can see the actual departure time entered by the driver and a BOL number that was supplied. Finally, we'll apply the load update to the system by selecting it and clicking Update. When the update is complete, the load will be removed from the list. Again, note that this manual processing is only necessary if the settings you've chosen require it.